And thinking of purpose here, there are some things that I found out about men across the planet who have not figured out their purpose, or they've lost it. They haven't reshaped it, so to speak. And one phrase that's going about right now is suffering in silence. That's a big
Yeah.
topic for men. Why do you feel, or what is your take on the suffering in silence? What can we do to resolve that issue of suffering in silence?
Right. Well, you probably know another famous quote that most people live a life of quiet desperation.
Henry David Thoreau, yes.
Yes, which is very similar to what you just said. And yes, of course, because when it comes to mental health, spiritual issues, emotional issues, it's difficult for most people to put them into words to begin with, and much more to put them into words publicly because of the fear of judgment. Because, if you become vulnerable like that, people think, well, if I open up, someone could use that against me. Someone could take advantage of me. So on top of having this emotional issue, I'm going to have a whole host of issues related to people, say, laughing at me, not taking me seriously, treating me as someone inferior, and things like that. And so, of course, suffering in silence seems almost like a better alternative to living in ridicule. And so, for men especially, because for women, it's the whole fabric of how women interactions are based. It's them talking to each other, sharing emotions, sharing memories, sharing thoughts. And of course, men do that as well to a degree, but there is a strong sense of competition. When a group of boys are talking, none of them wants to be seen as that weak one. They want to be seen as cool. And it's hard to reconcile it in your mind, being cool and having an emotional issue. And so, of course, there is a strong desire to cover it up, to gloss it over, so then you can show yourself up as a superhero of sorts. So this is why it happens. I don't think it's a bad thing per se, because the desire to be better, which lies at the core of that, so which fuels that issue, the desire itself is good. It's just being channeled in the wrong way. And so I think the way out would be to understand and appreciate, acknowledge and honor that desire, because it's great. We need to be better. If we are not striving towards a worthy goal, if we're not improving ourselves, this is where apathy and depression kicks in. But we just need to channel it in the right avenue and use it to our advantage. So having this desire, embracing this desire, and thinking, right, well, I actually stand for something a lot greater, because this is what we need as human beings to really feel worthy. We need to feel part of something greater than ourselves. We need to stand for something that truly matters. And this is why people, for example, join all sorts of sometimes silly organizations just to get a glimpse of that feeling. But if we align our values, our attitudes with what truly matters, with what is really valuable, what it does is that your mind kind of automatically goes into that mode where you understand that you bring so much value into the world that those issues don't define you anymore. And so you're okay sharing them because they're just such a small thing. They may be holding you back, but they're not who you are, and you can't be judged by them. And so it creates a very powerful shift in perspective.
Thank you for listening to Your Purposeful Life, and I'm your host, Adrian Starks. Download this podcast on your platform of choice. Join me on my social media channels and be a part of the Your Purposeful Life community. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that like button with a purpose. Come on now. Remember,
Your human mess is the process. Let's help you shape your purpose your way.